welcome everybody. Excited to have you here today as we wrap up our month on immune health. It's been interesting over the last several years. I've taught on this a few different times from all different perspectives of how our immunity works. And at the end, we're going down to being a winter warrior. Okay, so here in the United States, not here in Naples, unfortunately, this is the winter time, which is the best time of the year for us, where everywhere else, mostly in our country, it gets really cold. And so you have a lot of climate changes that are all tied into that as well. So let me go ahead and share our screen here. All right, so these are all practical solutions and strategies to help keep us strong throughout the season. Really, it's throughout life, but we need to pay special attention to this during the actual holidays. So let me begin by just stating that we work with a SIA company and we are independent distributors for them. And we are not claiming to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases. We're simply educating on how the body works and how our immune system protects us. Now, ironically, as I'm going through this topic, I have been hit with a lot of stress, and my immune system is a little challenged this week. So you might hear a little difference in my voice for that. But practicing what I preach, doing all the right things, and not letting it take me out, just challenged a little bit. So, why does winter challenge our immunity? Well, we're going to give you a handful of reasons why that all kind of make sense for us. First is because it reduces the sunlight. And with reduced sunlight, we're not getting enough vitamin D, which we need that vitamin D to synthesis um, in order to regulate and control our immune gene expression. So that is super important. We also create less nitric oxide. This is released from the skin when the sun is shining on it normally. And that helps us with immune signaling and through microcirculation. So the link here is that nitric oxide is both a redox signaling molecule and an immune modulator. And so without enough sunlight, we're not getting enough vitamin D or nitric oxide production. Then we have the cold challenge. Okay. Not everywhere, but many of us get in situations where we're living in an environment where we do have these change of seasons. And when it's super cold out, your body goes into sympathetic mode. Okay. Your nervous system is kind of fight or flight. We're not only using redox molecules to neutralize the stress, but we need to make heat for our body. So we're uncoupling some of these mitochondria and using them to generate heat for our body instead. Now, that's going to take away from our immunity. We also have lipid paradoxation, and this is especially in our airways and on our skin, where systemic redox does not get antioxidant defenses, they can't get upregulated. So, in short, winter and the cold climates are forcing our mitochondria to work a whole lot harder. And in doing that, our signaling antioxidant system gets primed. So if it's not primed and we go into this season, it's not going to be able to function and give us what we need to protect us when it comes to our immunity. So that immune activation in your redox demand, well, your white blood cells, they're released to fight pathogens, okay, to take them out. We need to recycle our glutathione and other antioxidants in order to restore the balance. And so if that recycling doesn't happen and we're not able to reuse and deal with this chronic inflammation that's coming down the line, fatigue will set in. Okay, so redox molecules like hydrogen peroxide and nitric oxide, these are vital for our immune cells to be able to communicate. So, with a strong redox defense, our immune can have very precise targeted attacks and take out the threat and not having to worry so much about hitting a broad spectrum trying to take out everything that has oxidative damage. Now, indoor life quality also is different. We spend a lot of times indoors when it's cold outside, and so we're exposed to lesser oxygen, and then the pollutants from our HVAC systems that probably are not cleaned regularly enough. So we're constantly breathing in this excessive oxidative load. So supporting ourselves with high potential of redox allows our body to detox quickly and maintain our mitochondrial efficiency in making us our energy. And then we have fatigue and mood disorders that come along with the season. So remember, with less sunlight, we have less UV light, so we're not getting our emotional balance of all the spectrums of light that we need to regulate these emotions. And it kind of throws off our neurotransmitters in our brain, and it throws off our circadian rhythm in order to get our proper sleep and rebuilding and restoration at night. And so, with excessive oxidative stress, you are more likely to have key players like serotonin and melatonin for sleeping and for being happy are out of place and they're out of balance, and that leads to a condition called SAD. It's seasonal affective disorder. And sometimes during the holidays, especially, if somebody lost their spouse and they're alone now and they don't have family that comes to visit during the holidays, it can be very sad and depressing time, and people will turn inward. And usually, that kind of stress causes us to eat things that we probably wouldn't normally eat. On top of just the holiday parties, we're always being exposed to eating things that we don't normally eat. And so that can stress our immune system, especially when we have sugars and other processed foods that we're not used to. Now, stress, of course, is the silent killer. It really is the silent invader that blocks cortisol, and that's important for our immune coordination. Okay, I'm sorry, it doesn't block cortisol, it releases cortisol. Cortisol blocks our immune coordination. So emotional stress will disrupt your redox balance throughout your entire body. Being positive, being grateful, and laughing, this generates strength for your immunity. It does the exact opposite. So we have to be really careful about what we're thinking about, what we're focusing on, things that we're speaking, and try to stay positive, especially during stressful times, and your whole immune system will thank you for it. So it's in essence, we need to become the commander of our body. Nobody else is a supply sergeant and cares about what you're doing. Typically, you should be the one that cares the most about what is going on with your body. We need to be prepared. Just like in a military unit, they are prepared. They train, they have consistency. Consistency is everything when it comes to strengthening your immune system. Don't just do it when you're feeling a little down and a little out. We want to do it all the time so that you don't ever have those downs and outs. Consistency beats perfection. Also, train your immune system like an army, train daily, activate your redox defenses. So, all of those things are going to help us build such a strong, robust immune system. You won't ever remember the last time you felt under the weather, especially during times when we do want to treat ourselves and eat some things that might taste good but don't feel good, don't do good for our body. But that's just part of desserts and holidays. And occasionally it's good to challenge your system. Just remember, don't do it meal after meal after meal just because you're in the holidays. You always want to have your cheat day backed up by a very clean day and to negate the effects of your body needing to get the nutrients and not being there. So, what is this winter warrior routine? Okay, so 6 very simple steps. We've mentioned these through so many different talks, but this is time to have it really sink in why this is important, especially during times when you have more stress. You have physical stress, you have emotional stress from people that you're going to be seeing and parties and get-togethers and things that we're doing. So it's super important that we have these basic fundamental principles in place accordingly. Now, hydrate. We talk about Water is the number one nutritional deficiency in everybody worldwide. If we just drink more water, things would actually work better, move better, detox better. Our immune system could communicate better and get things to the site where they need them done. I can't emphasize that water moves everything, including our redox molecules. So we need to be more conscious about drinking water. Don't wait till you're thirsty. It's usually too late. The second thing is taking deep breaths a handful of times a day. Try to kick out of sympathetic mode and drive yourself into parasympathetic mode. Fight or flight, fight or run for my life is the sympathetic mode, and rest and digest and heal is your parasympathetic. And so it's so important that we have times when we're in both throughout the day. So when it comes to that, take a deep breath, hold it for 3 seconds, and then breathe out through your heart. That does a reset in your redox chemistry just in a few seconds. It feels good. Your body wants to be able to shift into these states. And so practice that a few times a day. If you just run wide open all the time, your body will stop telling you to slow down. And then you're going to have major health issues. A body in motion stays in motion. Stay moving at least 20, 30 minutes a day. A sedentary life is going to decrease the amount of detox that your body makes. And so a body in motion is super important. We always talk about eating real food, whole food, multiple colors of food, something that actually was alive at one point is so important. And then sleep. Sleep is crucial. We don't make up for loss of sleep. Excuse me. We don't wake up for loss of sleep. We just damage our brains, and our immune system pays a huge price when we don't get to recharge and rebuild. That's for nighttime. So, you need to harvest your sleep time and take it so precious and make it so important that nothing interferes with it. Have your routine and try to go to bed earlier or at the same time every night. Don't stay up until you're flat worn out. You're not going to have a lot of redox to get a good night's rest at that point. And then, of course, we can supplement now, maintaining redox clarity, supplement with good nutrition and supplement with redox signaling molecules. This gives us the warriors to fight. Where did my guy go? Oh, he's must be hiding behind the screen. Sorry about that. Oh, there he is. So when you have all of these in place, your redox defenses are strong. Anything life in the world throws at you, you have your shields in place to protect you. That is what it means to be a winter warrior, okay? To be able to go through changes of seasons, not have a hiccup in your health, and not feel out of balance, and actually feel strong and feel overwhelming amounts of joy and happiness because of the friends and the family and the time that you get to spend with all of these people. So optimal health, well, it all starts with optimal redox potential. This is how we balance our immunity. This is the only supplement in the world that you'll ever find that's making the same molecules that every cell in your body makes. So it's native to our bodies. It's what our cells need to be able to communicate and understand each other. And this is so brilliant because that's where all healing starts at the cellular level. It's like bringing extra troops into battle. You're going to get the war won faster. You're going to get the job done quicker, more efficiently in whatever target they are trying to accomplish. So, this really is a game changer. It's my alpha product. This is the most important product that I take. I can truly feel alive when I have the right amounts in me, where I had been disabled for a long time and dealing with a lot of symptoms in my body, let's just say it that way. And it's unbelievable how amazing I was able to return to homeostasis and live a pain-free life and actually have functioning body in the way that it always was meant to be. So I'm so blessed to have been introduced to this and to be able to share it with you is truly my pleasure. So in closing, let me just say that your body knows how to heal itself. You don't have to try to figure it out yourself. We just need to give it the communication tools to necessary so it knows what it needs to do and how fast and where it needs to go to do it. Lead with clarity and redox strength. Redox strength is going to help every function of every cell in your body. It's so important. We can talk about immunity, we can talk about all these different topics, but it all goes back to healing starts at the cellular level. And so we need to address anything we can do to affect us at that cellular level. We're going to get that leg up on healing and we're going to produce a better quality cell than the previous one that it might not have seen for decades. It's so exciting to have this product and to be able to truly see it come to life in so many people around the world. That's what supercharged immunity is all about, giving us the strength and the resilience to respond quickly and efficiently and keep our body whole, happy, and healthy. So that's it for tonight.